Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I gave this presentation a week ago in Singapore, and I think, is Leo in here? I think, Leo, we must have had 5 times as many people here. There we are. I know there's a lot of information on this slide, but I think the 2 most important bullets are the top 2 on the left. One, we're in construction. We're 90% complete, and we'll pour our first gold in September. Second bullet, very important, our all-in sustaining cost is less than $750 per ounce. We'll produce 200,000 ounces per year. So at $1,250 gold, that's a $500 per ounce margin. This little company will be cash flowing $100 million per year. There's where we're located, right in the center of the Yukon. We have good infrastructure. We have a paved highway within 40 kilometers of the project site. We've built an all-weather gravel road into the site, so we have year-round road access. We've also just completed a power line along that road and tied into Yukon Energy's power grid. So we have a long-term contract for low-cost hydroelectric power. Community of Mayo is just to the south. It's a small community, but importantly, it has a full-service airport, and there are 7 sched flights a week from the Yukon capital of Whitehorse to Mayo. This is the timeline. I'm sure if you go around and see a lot of the companies, they have a timeline that they'd like to achieve. This is an actual timeline, 10 years from start of exploration through to production. I'm not going to go through the details of this, but if the technology works, we're going to show you a video, and I hope that video gives you a sense of the scope of this mine. It's a very large operation, as well as where we are in terms of timing. This was filmed last Thursday, so it's right up to date. We're in the open pit here. We've already mined more than 1 million tons and stockpiled it. There we're looking at the primary crusher. It's essentially complete. We've commissioned it, unloaded, and this week we're commissioning with rock. Go from the primary to a coarse ore stockpile, and then back to the secondary and tertiary crushers in that building there. A lot of our construction activity is in this building right now. We're just finishing up the mechanical and electrical work. From the tertiary crusher, we have about a 1.5 kilometer conveyor over to the leach pad. You see there. This is inside the bottom bowl of the leach pad. You can see it's all lined, and now we're putting overliner material in. In the upper part of the leach pad, we're placing liner currently. That's for years 2 and 3 of production. Now we're going over into the gold recovery plant. It's essentially complete. We're commissioning it right now with water. or in the assay lab. We sample the drill cuttings from all the open pit holes. Nice little gold beads there. We still do a little bit of exploration. We have a very large land package in the Yukon, over 550 square kilometers. You can see Eagles, that little blue star there in the middle. It's only the last 3 years we've started to step out from Eagle and look at the regional potential. We've done airborne geophysics across the entire property, and where there were anomalies, we've done ground geophysics and geochemistry, and you can see the numerous targets we've identified. We're currently focused on 2 targets out to the east of Eagle, Bluto and Nugget. Nugget in particular is very exciting. We got a road out to it last year and had boots on the ground for the first time. And just before the end of the season, we put in a trench with an excavator, and you can see why the geologist got excited. 124 meters of 3.5 grams. We've built a new camp out there. We have a drill on site, and we should be drilling within the next 2 weeks, and look for some news on the Nugget probably later in July. So why would you invest in Victoria? I'm sure many of you have seen this chart before. I first saw it 25 years ago in a presentation Pierre Lassonde gave. Basically saying there's 2 times to invest in a junior miner. One is at the discovery phase, and there are thousands of companies working in this time frame, and so it's hard to find the winner, but if you do, that's where you get your 10-bagger. Second opportunity is when a company's moving from developer to producer. Clearly Victoria fits in that category. You're not going to get a 10-bagger with Victoria, but I hope to show you that it's clearly a risk-free double, and if we get some cooperation with gold price, maybe a triple. Here's 5 companies, Torex, Roxgold, Pretium, TMAC, and Atlantic. You can see their share price there when they started construction, share price when they achieved commercial production, and you can see a re-rate anywhere from 38% to 161 in the case of Atlantic, and you know, they were bought out by St. Barbara last week for $2.90 a share, so that's been a 3 or 4 bagger since the start of construction. Another way to look at it is market cap per average annual ounce of production. You can see where Victoria sits in pre-production there. Will we get re-rated like an Alasser? Possibly. Turkey isn't exactly a safe jurisdiction anymore. If you don't believe my BS, 5 analysts cover the stock, and you can see their target price calls for about a double. Shareholding, I do want to point out that I own just under 7 million shares. I was buying in the market last week, so I certainly have skin in the game, as does our chairman, Sean Harvey, and new director, Sean Rusin, just purchased 1 million shares in the market. So why invest in Victoria? Fully financed. The project's been validated by the large investment Orion and Osisko made. Should participate in a share price re-rate. 200,000 ounces per year is meaningful. For example, if Agnico Eagle were to acquire Victoria, 200,000 ounces of gold per year would increase their annual production by 14%. We've got great exploration targets. We think there's some real opportunities to increase the production rate. And I personally am not a gold bull, but I think we're in the perfect storm for gold, and we could see a real jump here in the next 6 to 12 months. Thank you very much.